More details are emerging of the brutal crackdown on protesters that's seen thousands killed. One man, an Australian-Iranian dual national, was in his hometown in Iran and participated in the protests. He spoke to our reporter Emily Clark overnight, and Emily is with me in the studio. Hi there. So Emily, can you tell us about your conversation with this Australian protester? We understand he has now escaped Iran.
That's right, yeah. So he was in his hometown, a smaller city south of Tehran, and he joined the protests there last Thursday night. And he told me for him that's really when he realised the scale of the crackdown and the brutality of this crackdown. I want to talk you through a little bit of our conversation, but I need to say his family is still in Iran, so that talking to us presents a danger to them, so we've hidden his identity. But I spoke to him when he left Iran from the safety of Turkey, and I asked him really about what he saw, because it's very difficult to get first-hand accounts out of Iran, but also very important. In our conversation, he said he knew several people who had been killed and that he himself saw people be shot and beaten by regime forces. So I wanted to play a little bit of what he told me.
I could see blood everywhere in the street. People had nothing, while the other side was armed with all types of weapons, some military grade.
So he's talking about last Thursday night there, and that's a night that many human rights monitors have now identified as a massacre, as a night of extreme brutality in the crackdown. Ali told me that night it started with non-lethal crowd control methods, but there was a point where he realised that this was a different type of crackdown and that the live fire began. Here's what he said.
They used tear gas a lot, and even though we were not in the front of the crowd, 2 people were shot next to us. That was when we understood it's different this time, and we are in real danger.
So this is consistent with other reports that we've had out of Iran, and we've seen videos that really are of very graphic, a very grisly scene of an area outside a morgue in Tehran where bodies are piled up, families are forced to sort through them to find their loved ones. And Ali told me he knew someone who was forced to do that, who had lost 2 children. And when he did eventually find his children's remains, he was coerced to basically say, you need to say that these deaths were of regime forces, of regime supporters, and if you don't, it will be the equivalent of $10,000 to release the remains. So there are a lot of ongoing traumatizing tactics being used that we're hearing about. But Ali also talked to me about the types of people in the protest and why that was surprising. So here's a little bit of what he had to say about that.
I could see families, mothers who brought their 5 or 6-year-old kids, 70, 80-year-olds, and extremely religious ladies wearing chador, chanting in favour of Reza Pahlavi.
So what's the latest out of the White House then, Emily? Is the US likely to intervene?
Well, I guess the world is waiting to see what Donald Trump will do. And of the few first-hand accounts we've had out of Iran, they have included pleas to the US, to America to intervene, and that's what protesters are waiting for. We had thought that when Donald Trump said help is on the way, that an intervention might be imminent. But the lines out of Washington this morning are a little more muted. But Donald Trump is very unpredictable. He said he would think about it for 2 weeks before striking Iran last time. So I guess we just have to wait and see.
Emily, thank you.